Good morning, guys. Today we'll take a look at one of the mocking frameworks that we have in the Java called JMockit to mock dependencies out so that you can focus on testing your own code instead of testing someone else's code. So this is very useful especially when you work in a legacy code base where you have to isolate your code and test it separately so that you can get your work done instead of focusing on a legacy code which doesn't have test cases. So this will come in very handy, very useful when you work in legacy code. In today's example, in today's video, that what I'm going to show you is how to mock out second party or third party dependencies or the legacy code dependencies using JMockit. The example is very simple, where we have a product service which give us a collection of products based on the search token. So let's try it test product service to start with. Test product service. So this test the product service, right? The product right. Now this doesn't exist at the moment. Let's create that. Create product service in the main, and this is a class that we are going to test, isn't it? Now let's initialize the product service. So JMockit has a useful annotation called tested, which will initialize your test class, not the test class, the class under the test. Public void should find products, right? So we can imagine that we are actually testing the find method. So right, find Java threading. Okay, so we are searching for products or books which is related to Java threading. So let's create this method. Let's create this method inside the product service. So this return a list of product, right? The product doesn't exist. Let's import this first util, right? Let's create the products next. Create product, and for the example purpose, just put two attributes to start with. One is SKU, another one is double price. Generate source, generate getters and setters, right? Save that and return null, right? Now your test case is ready. Now what do you expect here? You expect a list of products, and you, for this example say we are expecting 2 books. Imagine that we have 2 books which is related to Java threading in our repository, right? So let's import that. Import static org JUnit assert star, right? So that's done. And put the test annotation to mark this as a test method. Run as JUnit. It's supposed to fail because of the null pointer exception, obviously, because it's returning null. Let's see what we have to do here. Now we have to return products, right? So we have 2 dependencies here for this example. One is search service, right? Somebody is giving a search service which will actually search and keywords are the products with that particular token. So next one is a pricing service. So pricing service is responsible to calculate the price on real time, right? Create interfaces. These are given, implementations are given by someone else. We don't have to worry too much about it. Someone else given us the implementation for that. Get the pricing service, right? Now of course the search service, go back at the product service, and what are we going to do? We are going to search CARCH this token against search service, and we are expecting a list of product. Let's say list product, some search engine that we use in the backside to get the product. Now this is not there, so create a method in the interface which give us those products. Now return this product. So that's the implementation of the product service is done. Now you know that run the test case and see, you should see a null pointer exception inside your find method, because search service is not initialized, obviously, right? Now let's initialize the search service, private search service service. Now here is what you can actually take the help of JMockit, use an annotation called injectable. That means that this is a mocked implementation will be injected into this particular product service, which is under test now. So this is whatever your mockit as injectable will be wired into the product service as a mock. Now let's create the expectations. Now expectations, TATI expectations. Let's remove for a moment. So it has got a signature. It has got a double curly bracket syntax. So now what are we going to do? What are we going to search, right? We are going to search something against search service. What is the token that we are going to use? Java threading. So what we are saying is, this is expectation. When search service dot search is called is in Java threading, returns a list of products. Now let's create that test data, right? Private list products. Something void setup before new array list of products, right? Okay. To create a couple of products, new product P2 is new product, and put them in the products, add P1 and P2, right? And then you say that when somebody call search service dot search using Java threading, return these two products, right, times 1. This means that in this test method we are expecting this particular search service to be invoked only once. Let's run the test case, right? The test case passed. We got 2 products. Now as per the implementation, the product service, we have to look at the product object. We have to get the SKU ID as well as the price, right? Now let's put the SKU ID in the mocked product, the stub product rather. Set SKU 1L, right? And here too, P2 set SKU 2L. I'm sorry, 2, right? Now you have the product IDs or the SKU IDs within it. Go back to product service. Now you have to calculate the price. So pricing service dot price what is the best way to do it? You can take a list of SKUs, right? So let's create a list of SKUs, right? List long SKUs, new array list of long, sorry, long, right? Add those SKU IDs into it. Products, SKUs dot add product get SKU. So you have all the SKUs for the product that the products in the search service return to you. Then you say, okay, get me the price for all these SKUs, right? Now create the method inside the pricing service. Pricing service is responsible to give you that. How is it giving you? It will give you map long and say double and get it connection loss with the mouse, close. So let's import this guy, the map, and that's done, right? So pricing service will give me a map of long double, which I call it as price map, right? Now I expect let's go back to the test case. Now I am expecting, okay, there are two. Then let me get the first product. So products dot get 0, give me product, right? Then I say assert equals 1L product dot get SKU, right? That's another test case. Test case failed because of the not found exception. So the pricing mapped get pricing service is still not initialized, right? Let's initialize the pricing service. Take a look at here. We are using the injectable annotation, which is very easy to use to wire in the dependencies, mock dependencies. So just use this guy. So wire in the mock dependencies, right? Let's see if the test case gone green. Right, now let's take the second product. In this case, product 1, product 2. We are expecting 2L, right? We only set up two products, the first and two. Now say we are also expecting price, right? So now pricing service is returning as the price. Let's mock the price. When price, somebody call pricing service dot price of a list of long, right? Now we can actually create a list of long and give it, otherwise say a list of long or any. That's another way of doing it. So we can say that, you know, even if anybody is calling with a list of long, return this particular map. So let's set up that map, private map, long double price map, right? Price map, right? So let's set up the price map, hash map of long double, right? For this guy, and say that for the first product the price is a 111.90. It's a pretty costly book. So in the price map we say put 2L, which is relatively relative not expensive 15.40. Then we say that okay, somebody call you pricing service was price, somebody called pricing service dot price with a list of long, then return this price map, and we are expecting that to be invoked only once, right? Only once. Now that is done, and now let's see. So we are assuming that for the first product, we mocked 111.90 as the price of the first product. Let's see, get price, since the double, put the delta also, and right. Okay, failed. It failed, saying we were expecting 111.9, but it is 0. Let's go back to product service. Why? Why? Because we did not actually initialize. Did not initialize the price into the product. Let's do that, right? Product set price map get product get skew. So now let's see what we are getting here. In this case it's green because the price is initialized. Let's initialize let's check the second product also. Product 2, price is 15.40, right? So what are we trying to test here? We are trying to test only the product service, right? This much code, product service dot find using a token. So there are two dependencies that we talk to. There are two other classes that we talk to, or there are two other objects that we collaborate to get the product. One is a search, which is a second party implementation where this is supposed to be doing a search. This is supposed to be giving a search implementation. The another one is a pricing service, which is supposed to give us a price, real-time price based upon prevailing market situation, the cross price, the profit margin, things like that. So there is no point in indexing the price service in a price in the search engine. So there's a separate service which is giving us a price for a given SKU at a given point in time. Right? Now those two are mocked. Interestingly, these are two interfaces. Which is given by the second party who is giving the implementation for this, right? So we are mocking two services. One is a search service, another one is a pricing service, which are not our implementation. That's why it's perfect case for mocking, right? And we can expect those are supposed to work based on the contract that they have published. So go back to the test case. So these are a couple of things that you have to remember. One is the tested annotation, visually initialize the class under test. Injectable annotation will help you to mock and wire in those dependencies into the code under test or the class under test. And then you have to remember this expectations block, which will actually help you to write down your expectations from the mock services. So thank you very much. In the next video I will show you how to do this using JMockit.